networking group that you pay to join. And we were in a bar, and I was just talking to this lady, wonderful lady Sonia, and I'd always sort of met stagers. People do approach you about staging, and it's always been the sort of really high luxury stuff, really super expensive and really inaccessible. And I'd always thought, you know what, I get lots of clients that really would benefit from staging, little 2-bedroom flats or small houses, but all the staging partners, they weren't interested. It just wasn't luxury enough. It was never something that, but the benefits of staging in the States, I've been to America a lot with EXP clearly, and staging is huge out there. Absolutely, it's kind of expected in the majority of property. Even if something's furnished, they'll say, no, take all that stuff out, we'll get something better in there and we'll sell it. And I've always really wanted to get into that side and start helping our clients. And I work with Sonia on a number of listings, and nearly every property that we've staged, we've managed to sell, and not only sell, but sell for a record price and also within a record time. So, Sonia, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, John. Can you hear me at the back? Yeah. Good. We've got my slides.
I will move your slides for you. Let's go.
Right, good evening, everybody. My name is Sonia Townsend, and my company is London Property Staging. So, are you doing the slides?
Yes, you just give me a tell me when you want to go.
Good, thank you. This is me. So who am I? I am a mother, first and foremost. That is my primary job, which is much more difficult than staging. Actually, trying to get a photo with my daughter is probably the most difficult thing. She's now 12. I think that was the last photo that we've actually got together where she's not pulling a stupid face. Before this, I had a 20-year career in recruitment and sort of recruitment marketing. Recruitment and real estate are very similar. There's lots of differences, but essentially you're kind of brokering between two parties, so I kind of get it. And actually, this is completely incorrect. I set up London Property Staging in 2023, not 2013. So forget that. And in between all that, I studied at the. You need to shout. I need to shout. I thought I was shouting. Okay, we'll go up here then.
I'll tell you what. Kind of stand up here.
Okay.
And then you can move your slides as well at the same time. So you're almost at a lectern now.
Yes, I know. I feel like Professor Townsend.
Yeah, I can. If you want to press that one there, I'll move the slide.
The up button.
No, the side button.
Oh, the side button. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Okay.
I think my tech skills.
Okay, I can do it for you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, John. All right. A little bit more about me, then I'll move on to staging. So obviously, I said I'm Australian. I can't drink beer. I'm about the only Aussie that can't drink beer. Right. I also can't. I can't swim, so I'm a pretty shit Australian. That's actually why I'm here. I got booted out. That's me when I was fat as a kid, and also I'm not a criminal or a convict. Just kind of all the the cliches. So when I started two and a bit years ago. It was just me and my daughter actually, assembling furniture, hiring vans and kind of pootling around South London. The last 2 years, especially the last year, it's been crazy. Like obviously the renters reform bill, lots of landlords selling off. It's been a huge busy time for us. So I've now got a team, a few of which are here tonight. Thank you guys. So we've got a couple of drivers now. Larry the Luton, of course, my birds had to call the Luton Larry, had to call it a name. And actually my latest hire, who started today, we're exhibiting at the Property Developer Show today, something like a baptism of fire. Right, so now some sexy staging statistics. So why stage? Oh shit, it's gone completely. I didn't do this, by the way, the formatting's crap. But anyway, you kind of get the message. So staging increases the property value, and these are all, you can look on the Home Staging Association on Rightmove, it's not just me making it up. Increases the property's value by 5 to 8%. So, that's a bit quick.
Sorry.
So obviously, I don't need to do the maths for you, but bearing in mind kind of the London property market, if you're looking at a 750k property, that's an increase of up to 60k that you're going to get by having it staged. Staged homes sell faster. So put up your hand if you want to sell property for more money. I'd expect all hands to go up. Maybe I'm in the wrong room. Put up your hand if you want to sell it quicker.
Hey.
Yay, thank you. Right, so like staging does it, right? It's a complete no-brainer. Also, the client pays for it, so for you, it's like the best free marketing tool. So on average, unstaged properties take twice as long to sell. I mean, if I stood up here 2 years ago and said this, everything that we staged went under offer, if not in the first weekend, in the first week. Obviously, the market 2 years ago is very different to today, but it's such a competitive marketplace that I also kind of don't know why you put something on empty. Okay. And also, like, we know that all property searches pretty much start online, right, on all the portals. So you're going to get much more like click-through rate, engagement, requests and viewings, and essentially offers with a staged property. And also, people can't visualise an empty space, right? I mean, sometimes, I'll be honest with you, neither can I. And I'm like, no, Karen, you've got this. Put your work hat on. And also, it's kind of counterintuitive that empty properties feel much smaller. I mean, we do loads of, especially when the second bedroom is quite small, and you just think, there's no way you're going to get a bed in here, but we've got small doubles, and with a bit of kind of tweaking, you can generally make it look like a bedroom. Otherwise, a 2-bed flat with a small second bedroom, kind of without a bed, it kind of becomes a glorified 1-bed. Right, this is the big question. How much does it cost? It should be 1% to 2%, but I was doing the stats on this, so either I'm too cheap, or I think it's probably because the prices in London are more, but it's generally, well, at least kind of with my pricing, it's less than 1% of the asking price, right? But it yields up to 8% more. So like why wouldn't you do it? It's a no-brainer. And these are the common blockers for you. I think if you're ever having conversations with clients that have got empty properties or their landlords that are exiting the market, the best time to suggest or to start talking about staging is at the very beginning. Even if they're like, no, it's too expensive, blah, blah. Because there's nothing worse than kind of fast forwarding 3 or 4 weeks into that conversation, and you're like, oh, by the way, have you thought about staging? And they're like, well, what you said you could sell empty, now you're changing your mind. But yeah, common blockers is it costs too much. I mean, from my opinion, and based on those stats, it costs more to not do it, right? I'll do it myself. This is, developers doing this. I've had a few examples of that. And I'm like, okay, fine, good luck. The thing with staging, it's like developers will be like, I'll do it myself, it's fine. And they go out and buy 10 grand worth of furniture. But they're just putting in furniture. They're not really staging it. There's no curation. I saw one recently, and I was like, okay, the proportions are all out. There's no texture. There's no color palette. Like who's their target market? It just looks shit. So it's almost like someone saying to you, oh, I'm going to sell my own house. You're like, okay, you probably think you can, but you don't know all the little, nuances of going through that process. I think there's one point, but that's fine. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so how it works. So, I mean, I've worked with a lot of you in this room, and it's good to see some new faces here as well tonight, and, opportunity to work with more people. But generally, I mean, you can get my number at the end. I've got business cards everywhere. Just WhatsApp me things like a current listing or floor plans or photos or videos, just anything where I can kind of get a feel for how big the property is, where it is there parking, that sort of stuff. And I can do an estimate based on that. And I'd always go and look at the property first, and then we can normally stage within about 1 to 2 weeks. And also the staging period is 6 weeks, though sometimes that kind of gets tweaked out to 8. Right, now this, I think this was the conversation we had about two years ago. So generally staging, all staging companies require payment up front, because there's a lot of equipment and inventory that goes into it, right? However, in the odd occasion, I've done it with John once. It was Takar Muse, wasn't it? Sold completed within like six weeks or something ridiculous. Yeah. It was quick, yeah. So if you have got, I'm only doing this with EXP agents in this room. This isn't like I don't go to KFH and sell this. But if you have got a client that you really want the property staged, however, there is just maybe a bit of a cash flow issue, i.e. they need to sell the property to free up the capital, we can offer a stage now, pay later model, which is 25% up front in terms of the deposit, and the remainder on completion transferred by solicitors. Though I would sort of caveat this with, don't all call me tomorrow for this, because it will completely screw my cash flow. So it's a little bit kind of like, it's kind of case in point really, but it's something that, again, I would only offer to people in this room. Services that we offer, obviously vacant staging, that's the lion's share of what we do, where it's ex-rental, it's completely empty. Part furnished, we've done a few of them. Did one for James recently on Queenstown Road, where it was had landlord furniture in, and we went and dressed it, and just like bedding, mirrors, artwork, accessories, bedside lamps. Did one for Jeroen actually, the one in Nunhead, and then also A and B and I, as John said, which is a networking group. But I've sort of know enough people. I can also manage, sort of project manage, like the things like a liquor paint, new carpets, bit of gardening, that sort of thing. I mean, I'm not going to start doing a loft extension or a side return, but it's just sort of the stuff to kind of bring it up to market. Okay, and then the exciting bit. So this was, where's Hafsa? Is Hafsa still in the room? This is one of Hafsa. Hello. This is a referral through Hafsa. It was a show home in Kent that we completed a couple of weeks ago, which I'm quite proud of. This was Richard Aves, the two-bed in West London somewhere. And this was, that's James. That's James. It looked really good. I loved that flat. So this was the one where it already had some of the furniture. So it had the beds and the bedsides and the sofa stuff like that, so that wasn't ours. We just kind of dressed around it. But you can imagine if for instance, there was no bedding on the bed and no artwork and no cushions and no accessories and lamps, it would look just really bland and plain. And this is just me boasting, but actually it's all my clients. But I've got a 5-star review or 5-star rating on Google. Basically, I am super passionate about this business, right? Like, I am so fucking passionate about this business. I live and breathe it, and I would be gutted if someone didn't give me a 5-star review. And my biggest thing, apart from having the interior design background and sales, whatever, my biggest thing is going the extra mile for. I feel like I'm going to actually cry. Also, I've been at the property developer show today, and I haven't stopped talking, and I'm absolutely exhausted. But my biggest thing is going the extra mile for you, for your clients, just to make sure that they get everything that they need, and that property is looking its very best to to come to market. So there we go. That's me. Any questions? Thank you.
So guys, if any of you are interested in staging, please get hold of Sonia, who doesn't want their properties to look amazing and beautiful, and digital staging will get people to the door, and staging properly gets it sold. So well